We will now work on an interesting reversal. This time, instead of starting to use an omoplata myself, I may have committed a mistake, and my opponent will use the lock on me. Since we're familiar with the omoplata lock and all of its details, we will not let him finish the lock. We're going to counter and get the omoplata. My opponent will get the omoplata on me. Now, as soon as he closes the omoplata, here's what happens. Sometimes he's not familiar with all the details and he doesn't try to bring my face to the ground. He tries to close the triangle, and I need to take advantage of that. Before he tries to sit and get control of me, as he's trying to reach for my hips here, you can notice he's trying to reach for my hip and not my shoulder here. He believes that the hip is enough. I'm going to use that position, and before he manages to chop me down here, I'm going to prevent him from placing my shoulder on the ground. What I will do is roll forward, placing both of my shoulders here on the mat, and at the same time, I try to control his arm. You can see that he's still blocking my roll here, but that works for me because I'm going to be able to move my hips out until his arm is resting on the back of my calves. Now, all I got to do is maintain control of one arm and shoot one leg through. And now I can close an omoplata myself. It is very important for me to move that arm to the opposite hip bone. Why? Because now I'm going to be able to move my arm away, and before he starts to counter the position himself, I need to reach for the far arm here. Now he won't be able to roll, and I got the position locked. Once I get to this position here, I can chop with my leg, and now it's easier for me to come up, throw my leg back, and lean forward to get the tap here with the omoplata position. Now, you're going to see that this is something that really happens for the guy that get the omoplata and try to reach for the hip. That's one thing that we don't want to do. Since he doesn't know that, I'm going to be able to move my shoulders and place both shoulders on the mat. I need to be able to react right away. As soon as I get his arms here, I'm going to bring the shoulder, both shoulders at the same time to the mat. Now he gets the omoplata position, and he's trying to plant my face on the ground. Now I take advantage of the fact that I can still move my shoulders, and I place both of them towards the mat. I bring my hips towards his arm here, and now he's trying to stop my roll with his arm. That's great for me. I take control of the wrist, and I chop with my legs. Before he removes that arm from that position, I'm going to throw my leg out and re-grip. So I have both legs inside. Now I'm going to let go of the grip there for a second and re-grip. Now, if I don't do this fast, he might be able to escape with the arm. So I got to be fast, and then I switch to the opposite hip bone. Notice that he's still sitting up, and my arm is kind of locked into that position. So my arm is locked underneath his leg, as you can see. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to slide that arm out, and before he starts rolling forward, I need to shoot for the far arm and take control of it like this. Now I'm going to throw my leg back, control him, and get the tap. You can see that I'm throwing my weight on top of his shoulder here. I'm not leaning much forward because it facilitates his roll. Let's see it again a little faster.